This is the street that I grew up in, the block that I grew up in. This neighborhood did teach me a lot of things.
Right now we're at my old house. There's good and bad memories in this home. It's like everything.
The situation I was born into was pretty rough. Coming out your door every day, you don't know what you're gonna be faced with.
I stopped going to school to take care of my little sister, so they kicked me out. What am I gonna do?
The route that I was going, you had to gain respect. You know what I'm saying? You had to do a few things. But that was how you was gonna survive.
Where I grew up, as the years went by, things started happening, drugs got into it, a lot of violence got into it. And so it was just like I'm kind of stuck. At the time, I never thought I was gonna be homeless. The plan is to go on this road trip that I'm really excited about.
The plan this summer is to go on this trip with Roadtrip Nation, to experience so many things I've never experienced, to get out of New York.
I'm gonna be able to get out of here. Like, I'm gonna be able to breathe fresh air.
I hope you're ready, hope you're ready. I'ma tell it to him, I'ma tell him. And the wise man told me the gems of wisdom come only once in a lifetime. I see the world through a telescope, I tell a hope and let me quote. Faith, let me be the pope. Stress, let me stop the stroke. The education and desperation of learning. When kids become the vermin, the future is so uncertain.
Man, look at that. Roadtrip Nation.
Paparazzi, baby.
Do we not look at the camera?
Did we wave?
See what this nice little RV looking like, because we're gonna have to be in it for a whole month.
And this is our home. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Oh wow, they wrote in it.
This is straight hippie.
Our time is limited, but our love is not. Oh shoot.
I like that saying, we may fear tomorrow and we may regret yesterday, but we must live today. The RV is actually pretty tight. It's nice. I love it. So I'm calling this one right here already.
I got this.
Oh yeah, you know, I ain't tripping.
I am the one with the jet lag, so I kind of gotta sleep comfortably.
You gotta be
just
comfortable
saying.
with that. Shoot, I'll fall asleep just like this.
Nah, there's a bed that goes above that though.
The way I felt with Summer, man, I felt pretty comfortable with her because I know her background, so like where she come from, and so it's better that way to understand.
I get all these emotions because I remember as a kid just running these streets. My mom, she's a druggie. She gave birth to me. She didn't even know that she was pregnant with me actually until they took her to the hospital. And I came out pretty heavily drugged, like I was born at 5 months. They were always bullying me. I was always the one getting picked on because I was a crack child. Everything that everybody told me that I wasn't worth it and that I should have just died and all that stuff, it really messed with my head. I have really bad depression, I have flashbacks, just everything hits me at one point and I'm just like, I don't know if I can do it. In this life, everything is an obstacle, but it's mainly just my self-esteem. I know how it feels to be unwanted. I just can't wait for road trip. I just can't wait for it. Like I have a flame, but that flame is gonna get fed more and more with this road trip, so it's just gonna make me stronger. I feel like I'm gonna be a different person when I come back.
Oh shoot, that's the ocean. Dang. Hey, y'all wanna get on top of the RV? Our parents did tell us like to watch your back, only go down the corner, and we were like, okay. And we actually thought it was like dangerous like to go around the whole block. And I remember I did it once, And I thought I got away with it. I was like, yes. And I see my auntie with the belt. I'm like, oh my God. It would be like 2 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I wake up with like just gunshots that you would like literally could hear like in front of your house, and it's just like, whew. There was a lot of innocent lives that were just being taken away back to back to back because of the gangs and everything. I guess living here, you have to get used to it, but I really hope for none of the kids to actually just lose their life over something stupid or anything. I've seen it too many times.
This is scary.
Oh, you did it. Look at you.
Howdy, neighbors! It's like my long-lost siblings. When I seen them and I seen their smile on their faces, I could definitely tell we're gonna have a real good road trip.
And Michael, he's pretty cool. I can see myself actually learning from him a lot, which is pretty cool.
Okay, I was born and raised in the Bronx for 18 years. So I was introduced to a lot of things at a very young age, which corrupted my mind. A lot of homeless, drug addicts, drug dealers, prostitutes, which led me into, got into a lot of fights. A lot. Like, there was a fight every day. Ended up doing 2 years in juvenile detention. Joined the gang, and that led me to being stabbed twice in my back. Yep. At that moment, I was like, I need to get the hell out of the Bronx. For once, I was like, how do I find myself? Never had this kind of opportunity. This is gonna be a very important trip to me because this is gonna determine what path I take. This will determine my future. So some people call us at-risk youth, disconnected youth, opportunity youth. I don't know about all that. I just feel like we've been dealt a very tough hand, and that's that. And we're just looking to move forward, honestly. So we've been given this opportunity to go across country. We're gonna interview all kinds of people. We're looking to find out how they've made it through the struggles to success. So we're in Los Angeles, California. LA, baby! Homeboy Industries. We're getting ready to interview Father Greg Boyle, who made it possible for gang members to have a job. It's the first interview. It's where the history begins. Pretty excited about it.
I'm feeling a little nervous.
I feel pretty excited.
No, I'm nervous.
Roadtrip Nation.
Yeah.
Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Crazy. Ryan.
Hi. Pleasure. Is this on? Yeah. Okay. Okay, fire away.
Let's talk about where you came from, your background, and how did you get to where you are today?
I'm a Jesuit priest, and I was born and raised here in LA, and I won sort of the lottery, the zip code lottery, and grew up in a part of the city where there were no gangs. And then I was, long story short, assigned to be pastor of the poorest parish in the city. So 8 gangs at war with each other in my parish boundary. In the old days, when I would ride my bike in the projects and, to kind of put out fires and put that Uzi down. Are you sure you want to shoot that guy? And
Yeah.
Did you ever feel threatened doing that though?
No, I mean, I got caught in shootouts, but I never took it personally. So I'd be talking with homies, straddling my bike, and all of a sudden, bah, 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 and
That just gave me chills.
so I would go to them, I'd say, what would help? And then they said if only we had jobs. And I said, we'll call it Homeboy Bakery and we'll put rival gang members in hairnets and have them bake bread. And now this is the largest gang intervention reentry program in the world.
Me personally, I followed the wrong path, got into a gang and just went to prison. I did 9 years, 4 months in prison. So my promise to myself was I'm never gonna go back to the system again. I got 2 strikes, I got a messed up record, I got tattoos, visible tattoos, and 9 years in prison, it kind of messed me up. I had that antisocial behavior. Just like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, I don't know you, I don't wanna know you. Somebody stepped on my shoes and I almost got sent back to prison just for trying to beat them up. So here, they had therapy. So I was like, I gotta sign up for that. With the anger management classes that they offer here, I was able to suppress it. Now it's like, I could laugh, joke around and whatnot. I kinda liked it, you know, because you see other people like myself, tattoos, so it's like, I can feel comfortable here.
And now we have 10 social enterprises. So 15,000 folks walk through those doors every year trying to get some hope.
So they have Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous here. I've been clean for years. If people don't have GEDs, we can offer them GED programs right here to get their high school diploma. Our main one that I love here is a tattoo removal. All our tattoo removal, all our gang tattoos are free.
What was the most heartfelt situation you've encountered? Like someone, like a rival, like walking into something and they just shake hands and...
Yeah, actually, you see a lot of that here. I got a couple of my rival enemies here, and it's just like, years back, I would have shot this guy or stabbed him or something, and now, like, give him hugs, like, how you doing, man? How's everything going and all that, like,
Yo,
you know what
that's
I mean?
amazing.
It's not easy, you know what I mean? Like,
It's not.
the main thing I see it here is courage. Like, honestly, I think you have to be a courageous person to come to this program because, think about it, you're leaving the gang life behind to ask for that helping hand to change that life, to get that start going.
I got a snapshot of your lives, but my sense is that there's light at the end of that tunnel. And what you want to get people to a place where they can stand in awe at what the three of you have had to carry, rather than stand in judgment at how you've carried it.
I feel real privileged meeting you guys.
Likewise, man.
My town, my street, my house, my door.
We're here in Los Angeles about to interview Jill Weiss. She does yoga for juvenile detention facilities.
Thank you guys for such a great class. Give yourselves a hand.
My mom and dad divorced when I was 3, and my mom remarried pretty quick to a stepdad that was very violent, very abusive. And I would just hear, him drag my mom down, tear off walls and doors, and it was always a frightening place.
It's weird because I've not shared this with anybody, but I was abused, and my father, when he did come around, he would beat me down. And started realizing that I have that domestic violence in my blood. Like,
It's a lot of trauma. And
yeah.
for me, I teach trauma-informed yoga.
My town, my street, my house, my door.
My mom would drop me off at my friend's house and say, you need to find someone else to feed you. I can't afford to raise you. And she wouldn't pick me up for days. I stopped caring about everything and didn't care if I existed. I'd gotten arrested as a kid at a party, and my mom picked me up and let me go back to the party. So there were no repercussions, obviously. The second time I was arrested for, I guess, drinking in public, drunk in public, and I started putting crystal meth in my lemonade in the mornings on the way to work.
Whoa, I've never heard of crystal meth in someone's
I got
drink.
pretty sneaky. That was when things would have just kept going down really bad fast. I hated myself and people. I said I was dead girl walking, and that's what yoga helped me heal.
Big inhale, good.
And I started to love that feeling of my mind's calm.
Stomach in, beautiful, you got it.
My husband works for the county, and he visits prison camps and juvenile halls and for his work. And he would come home and just shudder about the conditions that the kids were in. And my response was, can I teach yoga in there? The trauma that stays in our body starts to kind of move around in different places. Old injuries pop up. old wounds, and we get to heal them with yoga. It's an incredible intervention. And when I first started taking yoga, I just was in darkness. It was a long road to recovery.
After going through all of that, what advice can you give, like now?
You personally?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm that type of person that since I was little, in elementary school, I hated myself a lot. I was always rejected and just shown that I was not supposed to be here, so it was more of like, why am I even still here?
For me personally, what really changed was the phrase, go where the love is, you know, and let go.
What if you don't know what love feels
with the
like?
violence, I thought love was domestic violence and being hit, and I had to unravel it and really start to love myself, or there's nothing. And that's still a battle. But I see all of you on this journey, and you're all doing it, and you're fighting. You're fighting to believe I'm doing it.
I didn't know that loving yourself was a big key to everything. I just realized that's like a big key to get to anything you want. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and accept myself for who I am and accept myself that I'm worth loving. My fear is that I'm so caught up and lost in my head. My heart hurts, and it's just more of like, I don't know how to fill that emptiness.
Questions that burn within me on this road trip is, am I ever gonna find my success, what I love doing, and actually making a living for it? Or am I like too blind to ever see what makes me happy?
I think the first week was just like a mental breakdown. I've been broken down. So now I'm trying to figure out what I need to do.
I have to give myself time.
So today is July 4th.
Right now we're in Utah. To be exact, we're at Bryce Canyon.
I've never, ever would have pictured myself at a national park on 4th of July. I don't even think I've ever been to a national park.
Oh my God.
Oh.
The scenery is so beautiful. They don't have like things like this in New York. Yo, Ryan.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Taking a picture.
See, things like that creep me out.
This is so amazing.
Yo, you got any last wishes?
Dang. Looking around, it was just like, wow, this is on the earth, what? Man, where I came from my grandma's house where cockroaches falling off the ceiling, we're eating like mayonnaise sandwiches. This is like something so surreal. I had like a little to myself moment, and I just looked down and I just felt like I just wanted to let go of so much. I was just, letting go of the past. Like the road is too big to be stressed, really, over little things. There's so much out in the road. I'm pretty sure I don't got you. We'll both fall together, but...
No.
It's okay.
You guys are scaring me, man.
Michael, stop stressing, man. We good.
Yo, Ryan, can you move back for me, please? Just, thank you.
I knew nature was beautiful, but damn.
We're about to go see some fireworks.
Fireworks, baby! Woo! Fireworks are going, right there. Right there.
What you mean?
It's right there. Everyone, let's go! Let's go! It's so...
Oh, thank you.
A beautiful land.
Look already.
Whoa, I'm not done. I'm not done. Y'all supposed to be my background singers. Oh, fireworks. Fireworks in Utah. Oh, fireworks.
I love you guys. You guys are beautiful.
It's like when you're so used to a certain environment, you just adapt to it. And I think this road trip is revealing everything to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not being attacked, I'm not being threatened, I'm not, being mistreated. No one's yelling at me, you know what I'm saying? No one reminds me of anybody from my hood, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I don't have to be that person no more. I could be someone. See this, right? I already feel like I'm developing into a whole nother human being with the experience of traveling. Hold up.
What? Oh, he stands in the middle.
Oh, and off they go! That is so amazing.
We all did river rafting. I have never done river rafting or anything like that before.
Like my heart's gonna pop out of my chest.
I was scared getting on that boat because water's unpredictable. I've heard that with the rapids, it can suck you in and just pop you out wherever. That's terrifying.
Rafting is our culture. There are philosophies that say that you can't do a lot of internal work to heal and to process all this stuff that we've gone through in like a room with four walls. So we use the lens of the outdoors and the lens of nature to teach leadership skills and to teach like kind of self-empowerment. It works, right? You guys experienced a little bit of it today.
They had like these smaller little boats called duckies, and going on a solo by myself was terrifying. At first, I didn't want to do it. Ryan went first, and he made it, I think, to the middle, and the wave just tossed him, like, turned him. And then next was Michael, and it tipped him really fast.
It's amazing because that's like my life, you know what I'm saying? I was born into a rapid. And I'm trying to find my way through, and I keep getting like suffocated underneath the water. It's like something is holding you down, like one of your friends or something.
Exactly, yep. All those metaphors, right? Like internally, we're a lot like that river. We have those meandering turns and sometimes some rapids.
I remember the man telling me, keep your balance. If you see yourself going one way, float the other way. And I was scared because I thought I was gonna flip. I was going in backwards at one point. And somehow I managed to end up on the other side, still in my boat.
She actually made it through with no problem.
Awesome. I was scared because like, I don't have confidence in doing something. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I was chickening out like big time. So being on that boat made me realize that, I'm gonna take my turns. There's gonna be to that point where I'm almost following. But if I just keep, how did he say it, my balance, I'll be able to get through anything.
Yeah.
That's helped me. It's believe it or not, like I'm getting emotional again.
And then we say, okay, we did that on the river. What rapids are coming up for you at school? What are some rapids that are on your way in your family life? What are some rapids that are coming? Let's scout these. Let's make a plan for how you're gonna get through that safely and how you're gonna navigate that well.
What happened with this opportunity was, all right, it's just a road trip, just getting some BS advice. That's what I was thinking going into it. And then I'm like, whoa, this is something bigger than I thought it was, and let's see what I could get out of it.
The harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. Better trek up the mountain if we want to see the view. And no one ever said it'd be easy, breezy, but one step at a time, here we go. And as for me, I put my soul on a boomerang, shoot it out to space, ricochets off the moon and comes back to me ablaze. A new day's a new phase, a new way to live, where I can take how much the world weighs, travel without moving, go to places never seen before, and open wide the door to things unknown and mysterious, alone and delirious, but sane enough to make sense of it all. See, the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. So I'll do it for you, but you gotta do it too. It's gonna take every one of us to set it right again. Sustain it till forever, let real freedom reign.
All right, good afternoon, good afternoon. We're so excited to have so many veterans, so mission continues. We're gonna have a lot of work to do today.
We're here doing a service project, but the mission continues. A group of returning veterans.
You are going to be creating, revitalizing, refurbishing an incredible obstacle course and park area that is used by over 2,500 youth in the city of Chicago just in the summer alone.
After the service project, we'll be interviewing Pernell Bush.
The biggest man out there. He was huge, but then like happy and jolly though.
I guess we could start off with something like, you know, your upbringing.
So my father had me out of wedlock. And then my mother went to prison, so I am the offspring of an egg of a felon and the sperm of an adulterer. So I say from conception, my life was meant to be hell. My early years was very tough. We had no lights and water for like 2 years. You know, honestly, we lived in a house with no lights and water. But I'm gonna fast forward to high school, man. I got caught with drug possession, stolen cars. I went to jail my third time my senior year. We say it's called riding in circles. And why we say it's riding in circles? Because you're gonna keep repeating itself. I may have a good little streak where I'm getting money, feeling good, but then I'm gonna get cased up again. I'm gonna have to spend all my money to get out and just be right back in the same little repetitive circle. Is that where I want to end up? No. Yeah, I did a lot of things to get in trouble. I was doing a lot of things that wasn't right. But once I figured out what was going wrong and what I was doing incorrectly, I had to learn to persevere through that. I didn't let that become my final identity. So I drove to our nearest recruiting station and I signed the papers. But still had a lot of growing up to do, a lot of maturing. I'm not gonna tell you, it didn't snap like this. It didn't happen. I will not lie to you. It took years talking back and learning how to shut your mouth. I used to say I had an anger problem. Like, control yourself. I had to learn how to control myself. 2 tours I Iraq, Haiti after the earthquake, doing humanitarian work, and now I found this organization called The Mission Continues, which has been an awesome organization from the day that I found out about it. You know, it gave me a purpose again, it gave me an opportunity to recreate a mission, started creating programs to help empower my community. I went back to school. I told the counselor, like, listen, I'm finna graduate my AA in 1 year. She's like, that's impossible. I went through there, and I got all A's and B's. I graduated my BSW, and then also I'm in grad school now. So I'm going for my master's. Something I never thought I'd be doing. Ever.
It's incredible how you're able to do that knowing you've had anger issues and you're transitioning into helping the community and building something more for others.
You know, I stopped blaming this individual, this circumstance, the way I grew up. And that's what we need to be doing every day. Are you gonna let this life situation stop you from reaching the goals that you want? You gotta persevere through that and continue to push.
Disinfecting my mind. That's mainly what I'm doing. I'm disinfecting my mind.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not gonna be a whole new person because I know it's impossible, but I wanna be able to use the aspects that I've been getting so then I can rebuild myself into someone I wanna be.
My mom died of breast cancer when I was 1, and then my father passed when I was like 4 or 5 from a heart attack. My freshman year of high school, me and my sister started living by ourselves. We lied, essentially, to everybody, and we said that we were living with an adult, and we weren't. I didn't really admit to people openly that I didn't have parents. And so poetry was the way that really helped me, be able to control that story and talk about it and be open with it. The first time I watched someone do spoken word, I was like, oh my God, that is crazy. You know, like never in my life had I dreamed about being able to say like, this is who I am. And that's why I continue to teach it and why I believe in it and why I wanna make my life around it.
When you started doing poetry, what does that feel like when you start speaking up and you develop confidence?
So the first time I went on a stage, I couldn't stand. I had to sit because my knees were shaking and I was really scared. Why would anybody care to hear about how I grew up or my pain or my thing or what happened to me? You know, like why is that important to anyone else? Ignore that voice because that voice is not necessarily your voice. It's the voice of everyone else around you who's made you feel that way. There's enough people trying to erase you to not erase yourself or your own voice. There's a poem by Lucille Clifton called Won't You Come Celebrate With Me? This is a poem that has helped me a lot. Won't you celebrate with me what I have shaped into a kind of life? I had no model. Born in Babylon, both non-white and woman, what did I see to be except myself? I made it up, here on this bridge between starshine and clay, my one hand holding tight my other hand. Come celebrate with me that every day something has tried to kill me and has failed.
The certain interviews hit certain spots. It's a big eye-opener.
I feel like I'm learning something each day. And not just a little bit, I'm learning a lot. But man, where am I going in life? Like with all the things that I have in my head, like all the negativity and stuff that's like affecting me and stuff. Living in Oakland, a lot of violence seen in the world, a lot of gangs and just things like I was starting to shut down myself and just like kind of seclude myself. It's like so much weight. Does this ever end? My dad, to me, when we were young, he was a cool person. Like, I seen the father in him. That's my dad right there. Oh, that's a good picture. Oh. And then, I don't know, he met the wrong people, and that's when things actually got really out of hand. He started turning into an alcoholic, really abusive. He just kept doing what he kept doing. The family got separated and all that. I didn't have nowhere to stay, so I went to the hills and slept in my car and just sitting there like, wow, what I'm gonna do? Oh my goodness, crazy. It's a feeling that nobody should really have as a young person, really. Well, of course, I'm Ryan. I come from Oakland, California, and
Oakland, California. Now that's my old neighborhood. Now you know that, right? You know that my people over there in Oakland. Oh goodness gracious. Now you know Oakland well.
Yeah.
You know the MacArthur Bar Station?
Yeah, I stayed down the block.
Yeah, I stayed down there too.
Oh man, what?
When you see the movie again and you see that scene in the subway, that was the MacArthur Bar Station.
Dang, I guess I'm currently still dealing with homeless situations and jumping from house to house. And my dad turned into an alcoholic and became abusive. I got kicked out, and I'm just trying to, I guess, find positivity and I guess trying to stay happy on top of everything. Coming from someone that dealt with being homeless, what kind of advice can I have?
I would never forget being 15 years old, put out of the house, butt naked, out of a bathtub, Christmas Day in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the point of a shotgun by my stepfather. Until I went into the military, the worst violence I ever saw was at home. I could have become another alcoholic, wife-beating, child-abusing, illiterate loser, and a lot of people would have said, well, look where he's from. He didn't have a choice. Well, I did have a choice. That pain, how I dealt with it, I made the commitment, this will never happen again to another child. And I'm gonna start with this one in my arms. This stops with me. So those kinds of experiences positive and negative. They can be useful in the future. How old are you now?
20.
20. This is only the beginning. But you gotta make some choices. The point is this, we all come from someplace that we did not necessarily choose, but we can choose where we're going. You can lead those coming behind you by example. You lead by saying, you know what? No, I can't go to that party tonight. I gotta study. I gotta practice. I got a big day tomorrow. I gotta get some rest. Everybody ain't gonna dig it. You're not gonna be cool no more. You don't wanna be cool, you wanna become employed. Huh? You wanna be doing what makes you happy. You're on your pursuit, right? So I'm so glad, I am honored you guys came out here to see me, man. What you guys doing tonight and tomorrow? Come on over to the house tonight and you wanna just meet some people and just say hello and be my guest.
So he's hosting the event at his home in Trump Towers, and he invited us over. What is this? Oh my God, this is crazy.
These guys are on a road trip. Folks talk about sometimes skeletons in their closet. Man, I got my skeletons on display over my fireplace.
It's kind of where I want to be someday, actually.
The skeletons of alcoholism, domestic violence, child abuse, illiteracy, fear, poverty, all those generational cycles, those bones, they sit on the mantelpiece over my fireplace, and I look at them every day and I say, no, you didn't, and no, you won't. And you can do the same thing.
We're standing in the Trump Towers. I don't know how, I don't know what, I don't want to question anything. I'm just taking this all in, just really being grateful and thankful. This is so nice. Thank you. Thank you for all the negativity. This definitely got me here. All the forget yous and F yous and whatnot. You're never gonna make it. Definitely pushed me to be here. Definitely gives me a perspective just to try harder and just keep going on. I'm gonna follow my heart and dream big. I love it. I'm grateful.
Yeah, you ready for the shenanigans? Well, I'm gonna toss you the key. Don't mess up the assist. Got this.
I'm afraid it's gonna fly out on me and I'm gonna burn alive with the gasoline.
Yo, you ready to lock that side?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, nah, we gotta redo that. I'm gonna aim for the mic.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah!
See? Why did it do that? See, I told you. We're not gonna catch on fire? No. But it's gasoline. Are you sure? I almost died, you guys. Why only? After Chicago, our next destination was Niagara Falls.
Lately, I can think about where you're going.
And you guys found Niagara East, Niagara West?
When I was given the opportunity, like, where in the world would I want to go? And I was like, Niagara Falls, like, in a heartbeat. And at first, I didn't think it was possible. I was like, I don't even know where Niagara Falls is. I'm never gonna go there, not until like I have a lot of money and I'm able to travel. Like, I was so stressed out getting there. Like, literally the whole trip was like, we're gonna hit something and I'm not gonna be able to get there. Something's gonna happen, we're not gonna get there. Oh my gosh! Have you ever wanted something so bad and it finally happened, you're just like, is this really happening? Am I really here right now? That place just seemed like a dream. Like, I was literally waiting to wake up. Knowing that one of your dreams came true, even though you thought it was never gonna happen. It's just, I'm so used to everything getting cut to the point where I'm almost there. And finally succeeding, I'm just like, I'm here, like it's happening, and then it just, pretty much speechless.
I'm never gonna forget this, ever, ever!
It felt like life. It felt beautiful being able to see that the world has so much more to offer. This makes me think like I'm missing out on so much, and I just need to stop just hiding. I need to explore and just really take a breath and live life. Like, it's given to me for a reason.
I love it! I love it! I never want to leave!
Being blessed that I can take a breath today to be able to see that is life-changing. Well, after Niagara Falls, we went to New York City.
How you doing? I'm worded, I'm working 9 to 5, barely getting by, and I'm rapping for y'all on the side. Yeah, I'm broke with a dream, driven for one hit, and yeah, I take some gigs for free, most of road trips.
That's what it's about, man. The Big Apple, the city that doesn't sleep. Home sweet home, baby! Mikey's back! And better than ever.
A little money to pay my bills, a little money for one hot meal, a little money so I can rest, a little money to ease my stress. Come on.
In my foster care files, every single file is I'm lazy, I'm a liar, I'm a manipulator, I'm a con artist, I'm promiscuous. And when I came back full circle, I didn't have to be that story anymore. My mom was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, and she had a chronic drug problem on top of being a prostitute. And she committed suicide when I was 10, and so everybody in my biological family declined taking me in because they said that I was just like my mom and that I was gonna end up like her. And so I remained in foster care. So by the time I got to high school, I was like so beaten down. I went through a major identity crisis. And so I ran away. I remained homeless for months in and out of high school.
I can't imagine, like, what, did you ever think you were gonna make it out? Like, of all that? Like,
so it wasn't until my life changed this year. I'm 34. My mom died when she was 34. I had planned that I was going to be dead at 34. I have been to every therapist. I have gone through eating disorders, drug use, in the hospital, mental hospital. And then I spent my 34th birthday in Peru, and I had a journal, and I wrote every day while I was there about everything I wanted to forgive myself for. You know, I wanted to forgive myself for laying in bed and letting a man take advantage of me. I wanted to forgive myself, for being sad on Mother's Day because I didn't have a mother. I wanted to forgive myself for all of these things because any moment I go back and I pull out any memory, it devastates me. And I said, those things that devastate me, what the hell are they back there? What are they doing but just pulling me back? Let me take a look at them. And then I turned the table around and then forgave each of the people that hurt me. And I finally let that go. And I don't think about being sad anymore. And I learned it really has everything to do with the forgiveness.
It's weird that you mentioned that. Sometimes I'm thinking like, what am I doing? And then my answers is I'm always blaming the people who put me through all the things they put me through at such a young age.
Because nobody wants to forgive the person that hurt you because how dare them hurt you? But the only thing is you're still hurting. So you have to do that for yourself. Listen to that inner voice. Who you are before anybody judges you or tells you you're nobody. If you find that person, you'd be so happy. You are not just a foster kid. You're not just a drug abuser. Like, it's not even about that. You're a human being living your life, and you're gonna make a million mistakes, and a million things are gonna happen to you, and it's not over.
I feel like a baby again. I'm trying to analyze all these little things.
I'm so much in the moment of trying to prove everybody wrong. I forgot what I'm truly trying to do this for.
I want to give you a hug.
Oh, I wanted to give you guys hugs too.
Lydia, she's literally an angel that survived hell. She opened up my eyes because she told me that just this year she finally got out of getting over everything that she went through as a child. And it just makes me realize that it's probably gonna take me a while to get over all my things, but it's possible, and I can do it if I put my mind to it.
We're in the Bronx right now. Yeah, look, we're in the Bronx. Oh man, this gives me the goosebumps. This is where it all started. This is Castle Ave right here. This whole thing right here is where I was raised in. This whole spot. Nice little basketball court over here that I used to play ball at. I remember I had like my first official love that lived right there. I remember this like it was yesterday. So New York made me who I am today. I mean, the cockiness, the confidence, the knowledge. This is the place that put me through the struggle. So rolling through, it just brought back so much memories. This is the store right here that my aunt used to get drunk at and spend all her money, never came back with any food or anything like that. This is the projects right here. It's where all the gritty stuff happens. This area right here is like not to be messed with at all. I kind of feared this area for a very long time until I got a little older and gained a little respect on my block. I was like heavily involved in gangs, like gang violence and stuff. It was this block, Power Ave, that really had a lot of violence going on. That's where my buddy had got shot and killed. I was actually hanging out on this block. I actually got shot right on this corner right here. They got me good. It was in the middle of the night. They gathered up on me and my buddies, and they took me out. Yep, and that's that. It's my neighborhood. Being back in New York reminds me that pretty soon, it'll be time for me to take everything I've learned and put it into action. We only have one day left of the road trip. We're gonna do a few quick interviews, and then we're heading back home, and we're gonna be back on our own. For the most part, this neighborhood looks exactly the same. Ain't nothing changed about this neighborhood at all. It's unfortunate.
It has the highest youth unemployment rate, certainly in New York City, but one of the highest youth unemployment rates of any county in the country. There are a lot of talented, driven 18-year-olds and 16-year-olds and 20-year-olds who try to find jobs and don't hear back. And it's natural that the reaction would be either a desire to leave the place or to look for other pathways, that might not be legal. I think there's just a lot of pent-up demand for a chance to share your talent and a chance to make a living. And I think the South Bronx is, unfortunately still a place where a lot of young people aren't able to find that outlet for their creativity, for their passion, and able to make a living.
There's a quote on my office door from Alice Walker that says the most common way that people give up their power is by assuming they have none. You are more powerful than you know. Do not claim powerlessness, because we are not powerless. There was a time when minorities in America were powerless. That is not the situation in 2015. We do have power. And what I have seen, especially among millennials and people your guys' age, is this awakening, this realization of the power that you do have.
I'll give you what I would call a secret to success. A lot of things are not necessarily secrets. This one I consider to be a secret. It took me a long time to learn this. You have to find motivation to succeed every possible place you can, even if it's a negative emotion. When you start thinking about the negativity, about the stupid decisions you made, about the people who made you feel bad, you know, you just like your mom did nothing, you gonna be nothing, that's you. Turn that into fuel. And you go, I can't wait to prove this person. Like, it is gonna mean so much to me when that person eats every single word and they have no idea how great I am, how much I give back, how much I help others, and how positive my life is. So from this point going forward, if you start noticing yourself going into a place that you don't like, or you start noticing yourself saying, I'm not good enough, you don't have to stay there. From this moment forward, for the rest of your life, just remember this. You decide. You can make a decision. You control your life. Your life does not control you.
The old Mike, I just went with the flow, not thinking of the bigger picture, just being that dude who's just making an impact in one dot, and that's myself, and that's it. People in my community was telling me that I wasn't gonna be anything. You ain't gonna do anything with your life. But I've decided to use that as motivation. I've done some terrible things to the community that I was living in. I feel like I'm obligated to come back and give back to the Bronx. I'm seeing things in a much larger view, and I want to impact a lot more other people.
Well, being on this road trip, it gave me some more hope, because I was feeling like I was running low, very low on hope. Running low on my forgiveness for people, my dreams, you know. I was starting to shut down myself. When I go back home, I feel like I'll wake up like with a little smile and be like, man, it's gonna be all right, I'm gonna get there, it's gonna be cool.
Before the road trip, I was slowly making myself disappear. I hated myself because of it. When I started hearing all these people tell me and stuff, it started clicking, like, maybe I am something. Maybe I am valuable. I do have a purpose. And it started opening up the door of maybe I can love myself. Maybe that door is possible.
What route did we take?
So we went all the way up.
We took the line.
You want to cut through there. Boom, boom, boom. Keep going.
And then from Las Vegas, we went to Utah.
Bryce Canyon's right there.
Now that I actually reflect and go back to see how I was like bitter, angry. I was just hating the world. And now I'm like, the world is so beautiful. Like, there's so many things out there. It's not just that one spot.
Being on this road trip, it just gave me a new hope, because I've seen people that actually went through the struggle, and that's the part I was missing in my head.
I thought they were just gonna be interviews, but they turned out to be something more. And I can honestly say with this road trip, it showed me love and care in places that I didn't think it was possible. They gave me a reason and a purpose to stay on Earth. It really saved my life, actually. I can say it saved my life.
I'm not afraid. It's the fire inside me still burning. Just never give up, no matter what you go through, you know.
So for those in my shoes, who's currently dealing with the struggle that I've dealt with, the route that you're so used to isn't your only route. I think that this road trip has given me the faith. So now I feel like these dreams, these bigger dreams that I'm starting to have now are obtainable. And I'm looking to be someone who has done the impossible.
Going at it with straight fury defined. Clearly, yeah, nearly fell on my face. Brace, I'm back, hear me. I've been falling too long. Look at my faith strong, living on. This is my story, feel it, then tag along. How you feeling when dealing with some adversity? I can't lie, it's hurting me. My answer is some urgency. I'm working harder than ever, never no loose end. Sheen of the most wins, keen on my own trend. Rap scholar, I'm spreading my knowledge. I announce when in doubt, I'm knowing this business. So in and out.